Morgan Moses is coming to Halas Hall tomorrow for a workout. Should the Chicago Bears sign him? Let's talk about it, starting now. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports weekly. We don't want you to miss a thing, so make sure that you hit that bell. And as always, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Stolen Spirits. They're the people that provide us with the Stolen X Rock and Rye So Fire aged American whiskey made with raw honey and orange peel. Check the links in the description below to find out where you can pick up your own bottle and how you can get some of the dope Stolen merch that they supply. Now, gotta get this in, right? Gotta talk about this because the Chicago Bears have an opportunity here to sign an impact player. Morgan Moses is scheduled for a visit with the Chicago Bears tomorrow. Hopefully everything goes well. He enjoys his time here, likes what he's got with the coaching staff, because the Chicago Bears have an opportunity to sign an impact player on the offensive side of the ball for once. And not just on the offensive side, but on the offensive line at that offensive tackle position, a position that the Bears need desperately. Now, Moses coming in was rated last season by PFF as a top 15 offensive tackle. Now, that's something that absolutely you need if you have Andy Dalton into the building, but coupling it with the news that it's going to be an open competition for the quarterbacks. And so you're going to have Andy Dalton and Justin Fields going at it for the starting spot. And I mean, if this is going to be a truthful, honest competition, if we're really going to assess talent, I don't think if both these guys are learning this system, there's a way that the Chicago Bears, that Justin Fields is going to lose this job. So we're probably getting to a point where we're expecting Justin Fields as the starter. You absolutely need as much offensive line help as you can get in there. What this does, bringing in Moses, you get the opportunity to make Ifedi essentially a bench guy, a guy that swaps in and out at each side of the ball. He's a guy that can play right and left tackle. He might have a better role. He might have better value on the Chicago Bears if he is coming off of the bench. Now, how are you going to get him into the building? How are you going to get him to stay here, to stick around? Well, the Chicago Bears do have the money clearing up from Charles Leno Jr. being let go. So you'll get about $9 million back in cap room. The question is this where you want to use that, or do you feel set at that position? Now, before I continue with the video, I want to know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments below. Should the Chicago Bears sign Morgan Moses, or should they allocate that money elsewhere, possibly a DB on the other side of the ball? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. Now, the only issue with signing Moses is he's been a career right tackle. And our issue spot has been more at the left tackle position. Now, if you feel like Tevin Jenkins is going to be the starting force day one, play one at that position, then you don't have that issue. Now, you'd still like a little bit of depth there, but like I said, Ifedi can play either side. But if you can get Moses into the building and you can get him to stay around and find a way to get him to work well with Tevin Jenkins, hopefully Tevin Jenkins becomes accustomed to the position at the NFL level quickly. I think that he will be. I think that we have a stud at that position. Now your offensive line goes from one of the worst in the NFL to one of the best, and I'll tell you, that is a drastic change, not only just offensively, but for this entire team. This means the defense is staying off of the field longer. You know why? Because all of a sudden, now we can run the ball. Now David Montgomery has an opportunity to shine. Now, all of a sudden, Justin Fields or Andy Dalton has time to drop back and survey the floor. And listen, I think with either of those guys out there, time is going to be the key. If they have the time to make these plays, if they have the time for these plays to develop, heck, you could throw Nick Foles back out there if they have the time for these plays to develop, and they'll be successful. Either player, in my opinion. I think that Andy Dalton with a better offensive line is a better player. I think that Justin Fields coming in, if he does win this job out of training camp, if he does prove to be the better quarterback out of training camp, you absolutely have to have a guy like Morgan Moses in place. Now, the only argument that I could see that people might have is we still need some help at the DB position on the other side of the ball. There's some other pieces that the Bears defensively need to improve upon. But here's the thing. You're coming in Khalil Mack, rated as one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. You've still got Akeem Hicks. You're getting back Eddie Goldman. Hopefully we see a better season from Robert Quinn. All of those things, I'm saying all of those names because those are the guys that are going to make your DBs better. right? Those are the guys that are going to put your DBs on the next level, that helped Jalen Johnson become the player he is, that helped Kyle Fuller get the money that he got. Not to say that Kyle Fuller wasn't a good player when the pressure wasn't there, but he was a much better player. He was an elite player when the pressure was there. And so I think if you're going to allocate this money anywhere, it has to be at a line position, because the line has been the spot where we have struggled most on both sides of the ball these last couple of years. Now on the defensive side, it's been more injury caused than actual talent caused, but on the offensive side, you have to get the talent in the room. And if you're telling me we're coming out the battle with a lineup of Moses, Whitehair, Jenkins, and Daniels, yeah, we can work with that. We can figure out what else we can do with that as the game goes on, because now you've got both your tackle positions, in my opinion, solidified. Because like I said, I think Jenkins is going to be a stud, and I think that if you get Moses in here, he's going to help a lot too. And now Ifedi essentially becomes your backup lineman. That is exactly what you want. If you got Ifedi as a backup lineman, Ifedi can make some plays. He's just not a guy that's going to be out there playing and play out dominating the guy on the other side of him. So you have to put him in a position to be successful. If you're able to get Moses in here, it not only improves your starting offensive line, but it improves your backups as well. But as always, I want to know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments below. Should the Chicago Bears sign Morgan Moses, or should they allocate the funds from Charles Leno Jr. elsewhere? I'll be down in the comments talking with you as well. As always, it is your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again to continue watching our Chicago Bears content. Click the links here or check the links in the description below. Hey, y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.